Alright, it's Ben with the DIY Homefront, and today we're going to change out a bathroom sink faucet. So, let's get to it. It's not in terrible shape, but it's got some corrosion on it, and my wife wants it to be replaced, so we are going to replace it. When you go to buy a new faucet, you want to make sure you get the right size, and you can see this one is 4 inches on center is the hole pattern. And here we've got a replacement, and it says right there 4 inch center. In other words, the hole pattern is 4 inches. And a lot of times they come with new sink pieces. What I should say is that sinks are sold separate by themselves. And when you buy the kitchen sink, that is different. It doesn't come with hardware when you buy the faucet. But normally when you buy the bathroom faucet, it comes with all the hardware for the drain. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If you're replacing the kitchen sink, I've got 2 videos about that you might want to check out. This is where you'll encounter your first problem when you're replacing any sink, and that's getting the water turned off. A lot of times these valves are really stuck and they're hard to turn, and you just have to be really careful. You also probably should know where your water shutoff is for your house, because any do-it-yourself plumber knows things can get out of hand really quick. Now this is the lever that opens and closes the drain on your sink, and I'm going to disconnect it. Now I'm really lucky because I probably replaced this faucet maybe 10 or 12 years ago, which means it hasn't been here that long. So I've got these really flexible water lines that go from the faucet to the shutoff that have rubber gaskets inside of them, which means that they normally don't leak, which means normally they're easy to get off because they're not built up with that hard water scale. So now that's the cold water off, and I still need to get the hot water line disconnected. But first I'm going to go ahead and loosen the nut that actually holds the faucet to the sink. On more modern faucets, they're going to be plastic. On older ones, they might be metal. And I'm sorry you can't see anything. Let me go find a light to see if we can do better. Well, I will take the hot water line off, and then I'm going to start unscrewing the plastic lock nut that locks the faucet to the sink. And I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier to get the camera back here so that you can see than it is to try to get your head and see. That is probably the most difficult part about working under any sink, is just trying to get your head in there so you can see what you're doing. And so far I have been really lucky that everything has only been hand tight. Trying to get things off with a channel lock pair of pliers isn't easy, not in this confined area. Well, even once you get these black pieces loose that hold the faucet in place, it might take you a minute or 2 to get them unscrewed, because those are pretty long threaded pipes that they go onto. So we've disconnected the hot and cold water lines, and we've removed the lock nuts that hold the faucet to the sink. But there's still something attached to that long rod that opens and shuts the drain that you're going to need to remove before it's actually going to come all the way out. And up it comes. Normally there's a rubber or plastic gasket that goes between the metal faucet and the ceramic sink. And when you remove the old faucet, most of the times the new one's not identical, which means you might have to spend a few minutes cleaning up the sink so you can get all that old junk off. I have found that I have good luck with the Scotch Brillo pad when it comes to doing this. Now, depending on how long the faucet's been there and how much this stuff is built up, you might find that there's some stuff that just doesn't want to come off. I have found that a razor blade works really well at getting off that hard built up scale. But do whatever works for you. It just needs to be cleaned before you can put the new faucet in. Alright, I think I have got this area as clean as it's going to get. Let's take the faucet and do a test fit to make sure that it's going to fit into this hole right, and it's going to cover up all the areas where the old gasket was. Well, the drain was included in this kit, and it's unique in that you push it to open it and push it to close it. So there's not that little pull rod behind the faucet to open and close the drain. Now that means as part of this faucet installation, we're also going to be replacing the drain assembly. And as you can see, it's all just made out of plastic. Now let's get back under the sink and see if we can't get things put together. The first thing I'll do is take those large plastic nuts and secure them onto the faucet just to hold the faucet in place. And it's a good thing that the camera is focused where it is, because if it was focused on me, you'd see I look like a pretzel trying to reach back there to get those on. Now this is about the time you think to yourself, boy, I sure hope all this new hardware is the same shape and size as the old hardware, because if not, I might have to cut something to get this faucet to fit in. Okay, as I try my best to hand tighten these the rest of the way up, I'll still need to go up top and look at the faucet to make sure it's in the right spot. Now, like I said, these modern hoses have a little rubber seal on the inside of them, so you just have to screw them on as tight as you can get them. You don't need to worry about any Teflon tape or anything special. Just screw them on as tight as you can by hand and check them for leaks. And if you need to tighten them some more, then break out the pliers or the wrench. But try just hand tightening them. Now take a rag or a towel or something and dry everything off really good, because you want to check for leaks, and the easiest way to do that is with a paper towel. If you think you have a water leak, just grab wherever you think there might be a leak and look at the paper towel. If the paper towel is dry, you did a good job. Alright, I'm using my largest pair of channel lock pliers to grab this locking nut and loosen it up some so that we can get this drain assembly out. And this drain assembly is made out of metal, not plastic. Once you've got it loosened, you might be able to turn it by hand. If not, just keep using those channel lock pliers. Well, sticking out of the side of the drain is the lever used to open and close it, and you can just take that off and remove it. That might make it easier to get everything else loose. Most drains have an S-trap underneath them, and that's to trap water to keep sewer gases from coming up into the home. But that curvy section of pipe is going to be full of water, so make sure you have some means of capturing it in case it gets spilled. Now I'm going to take the little plastic seal off and save that, because we're going to need that for the S-trap when we put it on the new drain. Now the drain has two pieces that screw onto it, one from the bottom and one from the top. And now I've got the bottom section all the way loose, and what you can't tell is I've got my hand on the top of the drain holding where the plunger would be, and I'm going to keep unscrewing it until it comes all the way out. There are directions that come with the faucet kit that help explain some of this too. Well guys, I'm backtracking a little bit. I'm disconnecting the hot and cold water lines from the faucet because I'm going to take the sink out. I've had a true do-it-yourself moment where I exerted so much effort trying to get the drain out of the sink that I broke the sink away from the plumber's putty that was holding it in place. The only advantage to this is it's a whole lot easier to install the drain in a sink when it's not in the vanity. But I will start by scraping all of the plumber's putty off from around the sides of the sink. Then I'll go back to those two large plastic nuts that hold the faucet in place and tighten them up really good. Now on this drain, there's a decorative little piece that you push up and down to open and close the drain, and that unscrews from it. Well, I'm not sure if you'd call them rubber washers or gaskets, but I'm going to use the term gasket. So there's two black gaskets, and one stays on the drain as you slide it from the top through the sink. Because this is a pop open and close drain, it's a lot different than the one we took off. The next thing to do is to take the bottom gasket, which is shaped different than the one that was on the top. The bottom one's a cone shape, and it's larger and it's foamy, and it will end up getting wedged in between the opening where the drain comes through the sink. And once you have that in place, there's a very large plastic locking ring that will force that gasket into the opening between the sink and the drain and make it watertight. Now this locking ring is designed to be turned by hand too. You can see the way it's got the large grip that you can get with your thumb. But I'll take a pair of channel lock pliers and tighten it up the best I can, especially since I've got it out of the vanity. It's just too easy to tighten it up with tools. The last piece that goes on is a decorative cover that you end up pushing to open and shut the drain. Before I can install the sink, I've got to clean up all the old plumber's putty and put new plumber's putty down to hold the sink in place. Well, if you've never used plumber's putty, it's a lot like Play-Doh. I end up rolling out these rope-shaped pieces and I will put them all the way around the sink. And I really push the putty onto the sink. You want it to definitely stick to the sink so that way when the sink is upside down and you're going to put it in the hole, the plumber's putty doesn't come off. The plumber's putty blends in with the sink, but hopefully you can see that I've got a nice thick bead all the way around the entire edge of the sink. The only thing left to do is position the sink over the hole. Then once you've got it onto the countertop, you just keep pushing down, and you can even slide it around just a little bit, but you should see a bunch of the plumber's putty squeeze out from around it. What I'm really hoping for with the sink that's above the counter is to be able to push the sink down till it actually hits the countertop, and then the plumber's putty just fills in any voids. Here you can see I have a utility knife blade, and I will use that and just use the edge of the sink as my guide and cut right through that really soft plumber's putty. Like I said, it's almost like clay. But I will just gently go around the countertop and cut back any of the excess plumber's putty, and that'll be finished. I removed the blue plastic from the center cap of the drain and used paper towels to clean everything up, and it looks really good. But we still have a few things to hook up underneath the sink. One more time I'll go back and hook up the hot and cold water lines to the faucet, and that was easy enough with those two hoses, and they're just hand tightened. Well, when I was installing the sink into the vanity, I made sure that I got the drain into the white P-trap underneath the sink. I just need to tighten this connection up. Well, there you go. A new faucet, a new drain, and we reinstalled the sink. That new plumber's putty should hold it in place pretty good. Well, I hope you found something useful. Like, subscribe, check out my other playlist, and I'll see you in that next video.